morning, guys. Welcome back. Let's do a quick check-in. So we've developed this program. We had this idea a couple of months ago to do a good grow and grow along, and we had a tremendous amount of response from our community. And so first, I want to thank everybody who signed up. We've sent some notes, some emails, but just in our first recording, I want to just thank everyone for joining us on this adventure. And as we'll talk about here, it is becoming quite the adventure in growing. We all have decided to grow some unique cultivars or just straight new to us species. And we're learning alongside of you. So with that said, let's check in. Let's see how we are growing. It is June 11th currently. You'll get this recording here in a couple of days, so it'll be a week maybe down the road, but just place us in time how we're doing with our grow along. So Chris, do you want to kick us off? We'll go in alphabetical order here. You want to kick us off? How is your good growing going?
Well, I guess I'll start with where I'm growing for mine. So we had a tree taken down in our yard, which has opened up a sunny spot in our yard. So we completely converted a patch of lawn into a vegetable garden, which will probably become a landscape bed with time. But so we got a order of wood chips come in from our local arborist, and I basically smothered this area of lawn earlier in the year, about 6 to sometimes 12 inches of wood chips. Had some pretty aggressive plants there, so really had to put a lot of mulch on top of there. We then spread it out a little bit now that we planted, but because the grow along is all direct seeded, I had to pull a lot of that mulch aside and leave these rows of exposed soil for us to then plant these seed in the ground. And I have, as the plants have germinated, and I'm pushing the mulch back around them for some weed control and some soil moisture management. So that's kind of where we're growing. Everything is in the ground. The only thing not in the ground is Mizuna, which we put in a container, which is up on our deck. But I have gotten fairly decent germination of all the plants except the black night runner bean. That one never came up for me. I planted everyone should have gotten 3 seeds. I got 3 seeds. That's the only one that didn't come up, and I dug them up a few days ago just to see what had happened. They were all mush. They had all rotted in the ground. So that is my one big disappointment. There's a couple other germination issues with some of them, but yeah. Ken, where are you at in the grow along?
Yeah, so I did not plant mine at home. I planted the stuff at our Lukeman Garden Center here in Jacksonville. So I've got all of them planted finally. I was a little behind on getting that planted, but they are all in the ground or in raised beds. So the southern pea we put in raised beds. I think we got 5 of those seeds. I think I have 4 that have come up. I did have all my runner beans come up. I can throw pictures in here, assuming nothing has eaten them between now and when I can get out there and take pictures. Mizuna, we had germination. I came back a day or 2 later and everything was gone. So I don't know what happened there. So I have no Mizuna. I have not had any okra germinate yet. The cucumbers, those have germinated, they're up. And the honey bun, I only have had 1 of the 3 germinate so far. So a little bit of mixed results there, but for the most part, I've got at least something growing, or had something growing for all of them.
Well, that's exciting for you guys. So I'm growing alongside master gardeners here at our Milan office, as well as in the home garden. And so there are 2 different settings. We have raised beds here at the office, and then we have just in the ground planting at home. So first update on what's growing here at the office. We had a successful germination of 4 of the 6 species. So we have Mizuna growing and it looks great. It's beautiful. It has those pink stems. I think I might grab some and give it a shot. Just try it, see what it tastes like here in a little bit. We have our acorn squash growing well. Lemon cukes are growing, and then our southern cowpea is growing well. we did not have any germination of the runner bean or the okra. And so not quite sure what happened there, but we are past the point of hoping that that will actually germinate, that it was just a slow to germinate. So we'll be watching 4 of the 6 things here at the office. At home, less of a success story. Everything was in the ground. Did what I know to do as a gardener, planted things, watered everything. I don't think I planted things too deep. Now I'm second guessing myself, now that I had such poor germination. But I only have lemon cukes at home. Everything else has not germinated and it will not germinate. Except I do believe this morning I realized, and I need to confirm this, I don't think I ever actually planted my honey bun. That was going to be in a separate location in the garden. And I do believe I put those seeds to the side. And so I will confirm and get those planted for their next update. So little disappointing at home. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. I might actually try to, on my own, get some more seed and try again because I want to grow these things. But that is how it goes sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like we had maybe an issue definitely with okra germination and the black knight runner bean. So curious to know, if you've got these seeds at home, did you have similar issues? We're going to be sending out a survey that you can give us some feedback here on the crops that you selected to grow. And, if you want to send pictures, you're definitely welcome to do that. If you want them to be used as part of the podcast, you just got to agree to let us use those pictures as part of the university. So just check that box if you want that to happen. If not, don't check it. I will say with my okra, we got 3 seeds. I got 2 of them to germinate. I was excited to get 2 to germinate. They have been sitting at the cotyledon stage for a long time. I came out the other day and one of my okra seedlings has now laid down, and I looked at the base of the plant, perfect little cut at the base of the plant. I'm thinking cutworm came through and just snipped it right at the base. And it just laid right over and is dead. So I have 1 okra. So I guess I'll let you know how that 1 okra does this year in the world of okra, poor germination and cutworms.
So there's a place in town that was selling candle fire seedlings starts. And I did think about getting some and planting them so I could tell you guys how wonderful I was at growing them, but they were sold out when I went. So I could not do that.
Yeah. Well, and that might be direct seeding, I guess, is a little bit more difficult in some cases, because that little seedling is on its own outside right from the get-go. But if you can start things in a flat or in a pot inside or up and away from, cutworms and bunnies and all that stuff, then you might be able to grow it up a little bit more before transplanting it out. But I think direct seeding, that is the way for that we decided to go for this project. So I still got 100% germination of the honey bun squash, of the lemon cucumber. I think we got 5 seeds of the cowpea, hog brain.
Yes.
All but 1 emerged for me. So, yeah, we got a nice little garden that is growing in my little side yard there.
Yeah, I think for me, next steps are going to be getting some trellises built for the hog brain and the runner beans, because if I don't do that soon, I'm going to be getting there and raised beds so they can wander a little bit. But just from my experience growing runner beans in the past, if I don't get those trellised up soon, they're gonna become a problem for me.
Yeah. Yep. I need to talk with our master gardeners about training them, getting them, because we have our trellises, they're permanent installation. And so we can now start training them, because you do need to get on it. They can grow very quickly, over a weekend or vacation or, a couple days away. We've got holiday coming up. So it's timely.
That was my question about the hog brain. What type of trellising do I need? Can I do will like a tomato cage work, or do I need to do like a larger like fencing panel or string, or what do either of you have designs yet for your trellises?
What I was gonna do is probably get T-posts or maybe get some 2x4s and cut them down, put them in the ground, and then string across and let them climb up.
Mhm.
That, or if you've got like a cattle or hog panel laying around, you could put that on there. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
That's my favorite method. They're just so sturdy, and I think you get a lot of bang for your buck. They're not overly expensive. Um, and so we use a lot of the cattle panels. And so here at the office, we have some that are arched, which is a cool, if you get a plant large enough, you get that arch and you get the fruit hanging down. It's kind of just a cool effect. Um, and then at home, it's between a couple of T-posts for support, zip tied together. And that's worked so far. Probably not going to change the system. That's working. I've got enough else going on with these plants that I can't update my trellising system too.
Mhm. And then the lemon cuke and the honey bun. Now those are cucurbits. They're going to vine. They're going to wander the ground, right? Unless, I mean, if someone could maybe trellis up the lemon cuke. Never grown the honey bun squash, so I don't know how big, like how much support you might need for something like that. It's supposed to be a smaller fruit, but I planted mine along a retaining wall, so I think half of the vines I'm going to cascade over the wall, see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. And then the other half, I'm going to let them wander out into the garden and let those vines cover the ground. I don't plan on trellising my lemon cuke upward. Are either of you doing any trellising with the cucurbits, those?
I am. And I have in the past. That's the only one of these I've grown. The fruits are not very big. And so, like at most baseball size, and that means you've not picked them soon enough most of the time. So they can support that fruit on the vine on a trellis. It's you can get a lot, of course it's a cucumber, and so you do want to have a sturdy support system. So I wouldn't probably recommend string. Like I said, I've always used the cattle panels, and that's been effective. Some of the cattle panels have different spacings, and so I always put the more narrow spacings at the base and the wider spacings up top, because I have had a situation where fruit has gotten stuck in the panel, and so then you get a weird form and it's hard to harvest. But yeah, I plan on growing my cukes up again too, just to help with disease control and management, and then also space saving. Yeah, I have not grown honey bun on a trellis. And I haven't grown any squash on a trellis because it makes me nervous about that fruit size. I just have a block that I can't seem to get over. Some literature says you can do it, but I'm like, probably not. I don't know why. Why I think I know better, but I just get nervous.
Yeah, at home we've done them on trellising the panels and stuff. And that, in addition to helping with disease and stuff, you don't have to worry about stepping on them and stuff when you're harvesting, and there's not as much bending, if that's an issue. For these though, we've got plenty of space out there, so I killed off a giant patch of grass, and we're just going to let them run around on the ground, and whatever happens, happens.
You get to do that like dance, like yoga situation when you're harvesting.
It's like playing Twister in the garden.
It's like in the movies when they're trying to steal something, all the lasers all over the place.
Yes. Real James Bond.
We all have these visions in our head as we're in the garden, folks. So it's if you have them too, it's normal.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I guess the first thing that we'll be able to sample, Emily, you mentioned that you have Mizuna probably ready to try. I don't have it ready yet. Ken, somebody's already tried yours, and asked the rabbits if they thought it was good. I would suppose, but yeah, Mizuna it's more of a cooler season type green, so that'll be the first one ready if you're playing at home. If you haven't tried it already, it should be one of the first ones.
Yeah, let me know how it tastes.
And I would invite people to share recipes they find that they enjoy. This is not a nutrition program, but we're growing food. And so especially some of the, like cucumbers, in my experience, you get a lot. So I would personally welcome, and we can share those with folks too. If people give us, if you don't mind if we share some of those recipes, shoot us a note that says, I don't mind if you share this. If it's like a family secret, I don't want any part of that. I don't. But,
Don't need any lawyer showing up at our door saying this is the recipe that has kept this family afloat for generations.
Yes, I don't need that on my conscience. So,
Mhm.
but I would take any ones that are, any other recipes. Happy to have them. Okay,
All
anything else to cover? I mean, any other comments? We'll do this again kind of later in the growing season. We'll share our experience. I'm not going to say success because we don't know. Well, our experience. Again, we welcome feedback. This is supposed to be grow along, like we're growing alongside of you all. And so please do reach out, share pictures, share stories. We're very happy to have those shared with us, like we're sharing with you.
Yeah, so we have heard from a few people already saying that they were unsuccessful or they haven't had any germination on stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, we welcome the feedback.
Mhm. We've gotten through the first gauntlet of germination. Next gauntlet is getting the plants to size and dealing with weather and other pests and insects and disease that undoubtedly will show their face. And then we'll get through all of those rings of fire to harvest eventually. I hope. Please. Yes. Yes. Excited to grow
Sounds-
along with everyone here in Illinois. So thank you, everybody.
Yes. Yep. And thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, good growing.
All right. Yes. Go grow. Good.
Go grow. We can work on our tagline.
Well, yeah. Workshop that one.
Peace out.
There you go.
Nice.